Hello and welcome back to another episode of Firmed Fridays. You'll notice the camera is just on me this time, and that beanbag over there is empty because I'm on my own. Max has gone on holiday and didn't tell me, and he's kind of just left me in the shit. So I've had to make some calls round, figure out, who do I know that wants to talk on Firmed Fridays? And we've got the man, the myth, the legend himself, the founder of KicksnCoffee. It's Joe Parmley.
Hey guys, you okay?
Yeah, good man, good. You would say guys, but it's just me on my own.
I know.
He's a snake. Max is a snake.
Max is a snake, bro. Yeah. Bro, if I could get you your own beanbag, I'd get you it, and then we just crack on from there.
So yeah.
As I say, Max is on holiday, so it's a slightly different episode this week. We're not going to be doing any kind of recent releases and stuff. I just want to take this opportunity to highlight KicksnCoffee, which is an event I think we're talking about every week at this point, because it's definitely changed our game in terms of what we do. And I got the man himself. As I say, I pulled in some favours. I spoke to the boss, the management. We have a running joke that we have a management company. Joe, we don't. It's just me in my bedroom. So,
Love it.
if I talk about me speaking to my manager, don't worry about it. But mate, we're gonna do this how we usually do Firmed Fridays, right? It's a nice little chat. We talk about sneakers. We crack on from there. The first question that I ask Max every single week is a question that is brought to you by Andy's Man Club. Joe, have you ever heard of Andy's Man Club?
I'm not familiar with it. You may have to enlighten me.
That's all right, man. It's a men's peer-to-peer support group, which focuses on getting men to talk, breaking down the stigma of mental health and things like that. And it's something that definitely helped me out in the past. And the first question that they ask when you go to KicksnCoffee is, how was your week? So, Joe, I want to know, how was your week, mate?
Well,
My week, it's been pretty chaotic. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've got a lot of things in the machine working. So obviously,
coffee in just under 2 weeks now.
Yep.
But even before that, I've got to run a marathon. So I'm
I've been doing my research, bro. I've been seeing you running a marathon.
Yeah, I got London this Sunday, so it's a chaotic time, but I enjoy it. I think again, sort of touching on the mental health side, and I work better myself when I've got a lot on my plate, and I'm very regimented, shall I say? So
man, 100%.
Organization. So I think that's kind of where the event management comes into it. I
Yeah.
throwing myself in the deep end of going, right, what can I do? So I think keeping myself busy is massive for me. So yeah.
No, busy all week, mate. When's the marathon?
So
It's next Sunday. No, sorry, not next Sunday. It's this Sunday. So London.
Cool. Yeah, man, that's crazy, bro. Big up to you. I had a quick look on your fundraising page, and you've obviously smashed your target, bro. So well done for that.
again,
Like this is the thing. I kind of entered the ballot on like a whim. Like, oh, okay, if I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
The email came, I think, 3 weeks later, and I was like, oh, looks like I'm running London Marathon. And I thought, you know what?
why not?
Yeah, bro.
I think it's quite very hard to get into nowadays because I feel like again, running is it's been pushed upon now, and a lot of people are using it for the mental health side of things, and even with like the sneaker industry as well, a lot of people are pushing it and stuff like that. So, thought why not?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Big ups to you. I know exactly what you mean about the fundraiser thing. I'm doing a fundraiser this week. I'm doing a sleep out.
I noticed that. I'm very intrigued by this. I noticed that.
Yeah, well, by the time this comes out, I will probably be in bed because essentially there is a youth homeless project in York, which is kind of near where we are, who just work with the prevention of youth homelessness. A lot of kids get kicked out on the streets, things like that, and it's not their fault, So Sash is the fundraiser. I'm going to be spending the night sleeping in York Community Stadium. Yeah, it's a bit, and it was one of those, mate, where listen, I'm always down to do some cool stuff. But I did the exact same thing. I entered it and forgot, and then got the email. So
You see. So it's almost like, right, okay, right, let's do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm ready for it. I guess maybe we'll figure it out. But no, mate, I always like to find out about what's going on with stuff because sneakers it connects a lot of people, right? And a lot of people have got other stuff going on. So cool. That's the pleasantries, bro. Welcome to Firmed Fridays. Honestly,
Thanks for having me.
since the very first time we met at Kicks and Coffee episode 2, I've wanted to get people on and crack on with it. So for those of you who don't know, Joe, what's Kicks and Coffee? What on earth is Kicks and Coffee?
The perfect blend of two cultures is my saying for it.
Yeah.
So, kind of a little bit of the background of how it came about was obviously, if you're from the UK, you've got Sneakerness, Crep City. I know you've got Soul Block in Scotland as well. So there's some, and obviously in the US, you've got obviously Complex Con. You've got not Complex Con 321. You've got
Soul.
Got Soul. You've got Soul. Again, so I think that's kind of where my inspiration has come from, and I was like, right, okay. Went to, I think, Crep City and Sneakerness within the space of 2 months recently. I thought, you know what, something's missing. I'm sure you can back me up on it. The industry at the moment is very stagnant. There's not really a lot going on. It's just kind of release after release getting shoved down our throats, and it's not really much of a community kind of emphasis at the moment or basis. So I thought, you know what, like, what can I do? And I thought, you know what? I love shoes, I love coffees. That's kind of where the blend comes into it, and it just kind of rolled off my tongue one day. Kicks and Coffees, and then up to a year now. We'll come up to our third event. So yeah.
So when was the first one? Because you reached out to us, to our page, when we were just reselling. We didn't do any of this. There was no weekly episode. It was just us, like me and Max selling shoes and cracking on, right? And I remember you dropped us a message. Just letting us know about the event, and we were like, "Oh man, we literally live in Leeds." Well, it's not Leeds. For all those people who, when I say live in Leeds, they get aggy with me. I'm not going to say I live in the place you don't know. I'll say I live in Leeds, right? So just don't worry about it. But yeah, we were like, "Oh man, we're from up north. We'd love to get down, but it just doesn't work out for us right now." So when was the first one?
So that was Sunday the 29th of October. October just gone. So that was the first one. We done that locally. So again, just backing up on your point, it was just outside of London. So we'll call it London. I'm from a county called Hertfordshire. So, you know, it was in Hertfordshire. And then there was just, again, when we done it, I really felt like passionate about it, and like the feedback I got, you know, and they were saying like, there's something here. And then we kind of made the move to London. It was a gamble. I hold my hands up. I was like, oh, I don't know, you know, London's such a risk, and anything to do with London and going into it is like, oh, I don't know. And then made the jump, and then again, we haven't looked back really. And then within the space of a few weeks, I think I was scouting out a new venue, and
here's the next one.
And here's the next one already. So next event, 27th of April.
Yeah,
Saturday the 27th of April was
27th.
Yeah, so we've got
the one we went to, me and Max came down with my brother on the camera. That was Big Penny Social. Was that in February?
Yeah, February, just gone, yeah.
Absolutely. So February 2024, we packed our bags and we drove all the way down to London. Mate, I think I spoke to you before about this, right? But we are country folk. So the big city for us, we were like, holy shit, what's going on? Like, bro, we've just been sat here making videos in my bedroom, right? We call it the studio, we call it the HQ. It's the back wall of my room, right? But we review shoes and stuff every week. And then you reached out to us and you were just like, man, do you want to come down? And you know what the best thing was? And I've been wanting to say this to you as well, because I completely remembered it. You were like, hey man, I see what you do. Do you want to come down because of that?
Yeah.
And to us, bro, that blew our minds. Do you know what I mean? We were just like, what do you mean? You know what we do? We're just from up here and we mess around. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
But no, honestly, man, really appreciate you reaching out that first time.
It's the least I can do. Like, again, obviously we'll go into a little bit more detail about it and why Kicks and Coffee thing, but like, I want to give people the opportunity to showcase, you know, and I feel like within the industry at the moment, there's you know, everyone, not everyone hates on each other. That's the wrong word. You know, everyone wants to graft and grind and make it to the top, and, you know,
whether that's treading on people's toes, that may be
the wrong thing, it may be the right thing, but I want to be able to give the platform of, like yourself, you know, I came across you on TikTok and I was like, oh, okay. It's just, you know, obviously two lads doing their thing. But again, like it's like, well, you know, it's almost like what's there to lose? Like I'll drop them a message. If anything comes of it, cool. If anything doesn't, then you know, so be it. And
here we are.
And then we made that little promo video.
Oh, I love that. What a video that was. That had me in tears.
We were just like, right, how can we make this us? Because we've seen, I think you sent us some of the like montage videos and stuff like that with the content, and I was like, right, that's all well and good, but our whole thing is that we try our best to take stuff seriously, and we're terrible at it. So we made a little video about that. I said to Max, I was like, next weekend we're going to do another one. So I'll keep you posted for that.
Trees.
But yeah, man, honestly, KicksnCoffee was one of the best things we've done since we started doing what we're doing, and I'm not gassing you up for that. Like, it was honestly so good. It did a lot for us. It did a lot for the community as well. As I say, bro, we're just sat up in the north. Like, we don't know many people around here, and to be honest, we knew less people in London. So we got down there, and we were terrified, bro. We were like, we've never done this. And one thing that I wanted to talk about the event a lot more is we were interviewing people, you know us, we were running around doing our thing. We gave away a free pair of shoes, man. Every person we asked, how do you feel about the community? How do you feel about the event? The words we got were vibes and community. And you just touched on it then, mate, how you want to give people an opportunity, you want to give people a platform, you want to make sure the people who are passionate about this are where they need to be, right? How important is the community aspect of it to you? Because I know, obviously, you're putting a lot of work into organising this, and mate, I know how hard it is to organise things, right? Sometimes you even just do any project, like you might be doing your day job and then coming home and having to spend 4 hours doing the thing you want to do, right? I know what that's like as well, bro. So, what's important to you about this event? Obviously, we know it's Kicks, we know it's coffee. I'll get into that bit in a minute. But what made you want to do this, and what is important about the community side of it?
So what kind of made me want to do it was I was working at Waitrose and I was like, I need to get out of this shit hole. Like, I was like, well, I need to find my niche. And again, that's when I went to Crep City and Sneakerness, and I found my niche effectively. So called niche, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna run with it. And then again, the community, like I'm so strong with the word, because the element with the coffee, it brings a community, a whole different side of it. You know, you've got the sneakerheads, but then you've got like the community for coffee, and like that is so strong within itself. And I thought, right, let's just combine it. And again, kind of the whole ethos of the KicksnCoffee is, you know, you go to a coffee shop, you know, with your friends, your family, you have a catch up anyway. So I thought, why not just bring that literally under one roof? You come, you chill, you grab a coffee. If you want to buy some shoes, brilliant. If you want to speak to yourself or just chill, it's there, you know. And I just want to give the platform to showcase, because, you know, everyone's trying to make their living, and I thought, you know what, why not just give people the audience to do it, you know, in a building, and there you go. So,
and that's it as well. And one thing I think you've done really well, mate, is you've given people the room to believe in themselves for things like this. Like, I met so many young lads there who'd either just got into reselling or just started their own brand or just wanted to be in a room full of people who like the same things they like, right? And everyone there had a great time. Like, honestly, I didn't see anyone there going, "Oh, well, this isn't big enough," or there isn't enough people here. That's one thing that was different to a lot of the other sneaker festivals as well, is the size of it and maybe the feel of it. Now, it was a little bit stripped back. There wasn't like blaring music and like a dance floor in the middle and things like that.
Yeah.
Is that all intentional? Is that what the idea is?
Kind of behind the coffee element side of it, like you'll go into a coffee shop and you'll go, why the fuck is that there? You'll look at it and go, well, that's so random. And you know, that's kind of where I've got the element from it. I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna make this as rough as possible. You know, you'll come into the event and go, why is that there? But then it just kind of works, and then you just kind of get on with it. So again, you know, I'll hold my hands up, I'm still learning. You know, stuff is trial and error to me. You know, I'm not even a year down the line yet, and you know, I would never thought I'd be on podcast with yourself. You know, getting opportunities to work with companies and stuff like that, and you know, making like a benefit to the community. And you know, again, just going back to the question you've just mentioned, you know, the sky's the limit, and the house is not built overnight. So it's like, right, okay, we keep learning, we keep grafting, and you know, it's just levels really. Like I'm sure you'll know as well. You know, you all have a starting point. It's the worst version of yourself. So it's like, right, okay, where can we now pick up? What's next? I think that's my mindset. What's next? So yeah.
And that I completely resonate with that. Genuinely, we've been through. In terms of what firmed is, we've been through so many variations of what we want to do, how we want to look, what it is. Like, are we on camera? Are we not on camera? Are we just selling shoes? Like, we built a website to resell. We're maybe a month out of launching it, and then went, "Nah, I'm not doing it anymore." Like, I don't believe in it. Let's do something else.
But then, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you have to
learn for you to find the right path. You know,
you know. My biggest piece of advice to anyone that's listening is just go for it. You know, just go for it, because again, touching on the mental health side, I've on and off for the past year been seeing a therapist, and that has helped like massively. Like, again, touching on the stigma between like males and not speaking about your problems, like honestly, like it's been one of the biggest blessings for me. But yeah, just my therapist said, like, you know, what's the worst that's going to happen? And if you're 70 years old and sitting in a rocking chair and you look back at your life, are you sitting there regretful and going, oh, what if this, I wish I'd done that, you know, fuck it, just go for it. Like, what's the worst? Like you say, you built a website, after a month, you've wasted what, a bit of money? Okay. Like, cool.
Yeah. As long as that drive's still there, isn't it? The drive's still there, whether it's on that road or another road.
Exactly. You know, people forget about it. So, you know.
No, amazing. Honestly, I'm so happy you're here. What we need to get into, though, is the sneaker side of things. We need to start talking about shoes, because sometimes I raffle on. I'm talking for too long about how I want everyone to be friends, and we haven't talked enough about shoes, and then I get comments, people hating me. No,
the shoes.
Right. The question that I ask everyone really, in terms of whether it's when we're interviewing people at Kicks and Coffee or we're just inviting people on the podcast, is what brings you here, man? What brings you into the sneaker space? How did you get here? What's kind of the impetus of why you're in the sneaker game?
Why am I in the sneaker game? Personally, I love shoes. I think that kind of stemmed when I was 14, 15 in school, you know, looking at my outfit and going, oh my God, these shoes are amazing. But outside of me personally, I think just wanting to make a difference. I think, you know, but I just love shoes. When I was 14, 15, obviously the Off-White collab happened. I was like, wow, like,
I think that was the most mind-blowing thing.
And again, just like revolutionary stuff at that period in time. And you looked at it and gone, why has Virgil put a zip tie on a shoe? Like, what? But it just took off, and you know, it's the exploration into, you know, the unknown really. And again, like, he's taken a risk and it's worked. Obviously, like rest in peace, Virgil, but like the legacy he's left behind has influenced so many people.
It continues to echo as well. It continues to echo through. We were talking about this on a most recent episode. We did a Fear of God episode, talking about Jerry Lorenzo's athletics line, stuff like that. And mate, like, I see you, and I see people around. I assume you're around the same age as me, mate. I'll be completely honest. Our generation came up on like the Supreme, the early Yeezy seasons, like things like that. Like everything kind of stemmed together. Everyone felt like they were in the same group and they were just shooting off to do their own thing. So like Supreme hype, like Yeezy seasons, like Yeezy drops, things like that. Yeah, all the Virgil stuff, mate. Off-White, and like we're in the generation where Off-White started, peaked, and it is where it is now. And obviously, rest in peace, Virgil. But what got you into it? Was there a pair or a moment or a drop that kind of turned you on and go, oh, I don't just wear shoes, like I wear sneakers, and they're important to me?
Probably the Yeezy phase with obviously Adidas and Kanye West, when I remember he dropped the Black Friday pack, so you had the red, the copper, and then the Oreo. My mate started picking them up, and then I think I realized the potential of like the money you could make. You know, I think one of my friends hit on the Yeezy Zebra drop, and this was prime time when they were going for like 8 to 1200 depending on the size. And like for us at 15, I think what we were year 8, year 9, 1200 quid for literally just being on your phone at like 8 o'clock in the morning, hitting, you're like, oh my god, this is like life changing. So I guess the negative side of it, I got into it because of the money. I thought, right, money, and then there's a whole nother side. Like you start like researching and finding out shoes, or YouTube, and you go, oh my god, I can't believe that exists. Like the Freddy Krueger, that's like my all-time grail. Like I love the I just love the story behind the shoe, and I think when a story has when someone has a story behind a shoe, it just makes it 10 times more like valuable and personal and stuff like that. So
we talk about that a lot, kind of every week, and that's why we love unboxing shoes so much, right? Like, we had when we did a whole episode on the Bread 4s when they came out, and like, think what you want about them. Anyone who's watching this, think what you want about them, right? But we unboxed them, and we knew what they were straight away, right? Yeah. But we unraveled this tale about them, about how Jordan made that one shot on the buzzer in those shoes, where the 4 came from, why the bread's such a popular colorway, and things like that. And it involves you. You're right. The story, it brings you in. Like, mate, I'm a guy from North Yorkshire who grew up maybe in like a kind of low income kind of situation, right? Who am I to know about Michael Jordan? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a guy sat here. Who am I to know about Michael Jordan, right? But then, one thing that's really beautiful is you know about it. You find someone else who knows about it, and they know someone else who talks about it, and you all talk about it. And then you end up, like, you find your tribe, man. That's what it is. That's what being a sneakerhead is. It's your tribe. And don't be wrong, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of pettiness. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, mate. It's consumerism, of course it is. But also, the amount of people I've met through this is incredible. And you're right, like in like it not the early years, but in kind of when we were getting into this, I guess the Yeezy drops were happening, and that was like, what? This is madness. It could. You're right. Like you were 14, 15, maybe pulling $1,000 on a pair of shoes, or you'd see someone wearing them, and you'd be like, what?
Or drop. Yeah.
100. I remember I was maybe in, I want to say like year 11 or something, and someone had like a all black box logo on hoodie.
Yeah.
And I was just like, mate, it didn't matter if it was real or fake. Like, I was looking at it like, what? It's mental, innit? But also, it's one of those things where, like I say, it's like football. I relate it to football a lot, right? I can go into a room and, using as much football knowledge as I know, talk to someone else who knows about football.
Yeah.
So with sneakers, it's the same. Like, you can talk to someone else about sneakers, about the latest drops and things like that. But, I mean, without going into too much detail, mate, what's the most you've spent on a pair of shoes?
Oh wow. Recently, it would have been. Are we talking total cash or trade value?
What do you want to say? I'll leave that to you. You don't listen. I'm not trying to get your net worth. I just want to.
Well, I think what it would have been the Travis Fragment lows. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's a shop called 99 Vintage Winchester. They're a great bunch of lads down there, and then I ended up driving 2 hours to go get them. And it just made sense, really. I ended up flogging them for an extra 300 quid, so I'd done quite well, to be fair, but because they were my wrong size in the end. But yeah, I think that's probably the most.
I've got. Oh my god, I've actually just done that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Again, for me, the Travis Scott like influence hit me because I hit on Offspring, the OG Mocha highs.
Yeah.
So I kind of had that attachment to Travis, and I've seen him countless times when he's come over from the UK. So I'm a big fan of Travis. So again, touching on the reason why people are willing to spend more money is because it has that personal attachment. So what about yourself? What's the most you've?
I don't want to get into that stuff. I'm saying, listen. Just before I go into mine, right, in terms of Travis stuff, you're absolutely right. Like, Travis Scott's had a massive influence on the game. But before I tell my pair, I've got a bone to pick with you, Mr. Parmley. On the promo video for KicksnCoffee, the second, I watched you pour Liquid Death into a Black Phantom and drink it. And first of all, a few points. Stan, the cameraman, he should not have let you do that. I know Liquid Death probably loved it, but what's going on there? Why were you degrailing some Black Phantoms?
Shoes are meant to be worn, man. And then, I to be fair, they were worn as well. Like I've worn them a lot, and I just thought, do you know what? Like, what's the best way to piss people off in the sneakerhead? And I was like, why not? I was just like Stan. I was like, should I pour Liquid Death into the shoe and drink it? And he was like, yeah, all right. Because to be fair, Stan was when I'm saying Stan the cameraman.
By the way, I love meeting you. I'm gonna. I hope he's there on the next event because I can't wait to catch him.
He's coming. So he'll be doing his bits and bobs. But yeah, he's not necessarily into his shoes. So I think he probably didn't know the value behind them. So he was like, yeah, all right, whatever, look good for a shot. And then it kind of escalated. So
and there's you tipping Liquid Death into a Black Phantom. If I can drop the video of that in, I certainly will drop it in because it's but it's just like I can't remember what tune's playing in the background. It might be like some Bring Me the Horizon, and you're there just necking
just necking it. Ah, bosh.
on a reel. That is so cool. In terms of I'm not necessarily a massive collector anymore, mate. To be quite honest, it's one of them. I certainly used to be as a kid. Maybe a few years ago. But now, like, I think since we were reselling and since like we do all the unboxings and stuff, my taste for it, my thirst for it, I get quenched really quick because I'll unbox them. I'll be like, cool, I've had that. I don't need to own them. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of the pairs we get in, we either sell on or we you know what I mean, we give to another reseller that we know and stuff like that. We don't keep too many. The ones I have kept very recently, I'll probably go through that more than ever. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Superstars.
I've seen that. The packaging looks ledge.
Mate, I've literally got them over here. I'm not going to bring them in again because I've brought them out like 3 weeks in a row. And people are getting sick of me going on about them. I've got 2 pairs of Jordan 4 Breads. One's I'm trying to get rid of kind of thing, and one's just kind of sitting. What's the most I spent? As I say, I'm not a massive spender. I've got some shattered backboards, the Jordan 1s. Nice. There's some of my favourites, and I've got some Day of the Dead Jordan 1s as well. I was a big Jordan 1 guy for a while. I know you are as well. You like the lows kind of thing, don't you?
Yeah, I love lows at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, and a lot of people do. To be fair, mate. What's your most recent pickup?
My most recent pickup. I'm trying to think actually. Oh my god.
Just I know you're into your running. Maybe you copped a pair of running shoes, anything like that, man. What's the?
To be fair, actually, if we're talking about running, it would be Asics Gel 110s. I think again, the running world is running world is expensive within itself. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Shoes you can get, but yeah, if we're talking running, it will be Asics. But if we're talking actual sneakerhead, it would probably be. I think it would have been the Lobster. I think.
The orange ones, the newest ones.
Orange,
yeah, class. They were really cool, and they were a big drop of. Or was it last year? Maybe the year before? Maybe it was last year.
Last year,
yeah. They were a huge drop. Still hard to get then, and they're probably harder to get now. That's cool. Do you get them retail, or do you?
I paid equivalent to retail because I hit on the lost and founds on sneakers. So I traded. Then I think I added a little bit, but it wasn't.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Absolutely fine.
Win-win. So
yeah, 100%. Is there any shoes you're looking to pick up this year? Is there anything that's happening or might be happening very soon that you're looking at?
Probably the Futura SB Dunks. Yeah, I'm obsessed with them. I'm hoping. Obviously, I know that it's rumored only the blue pair's coming out because the yellow and pink might be friends and family. But I'm obsessed with the yellow and pink. I love them. So I think them, or maybe the military SB4s when they do drop, if they do drop.
Yeah, we literally don't even know. We've been talking about them for a while as well.
It's all rumors, but yeah, maybe the Travises as well. Quite a few.
What yellow ones?
Nah, not the yellow, not the Canaries. I'm going with the one with
Jack ones.
I quite like them.
Yeah, they are nice, man. They, I think we're maybe looking at a launch for them on the 23rd. Max is usually the one with the calendar. Like I chat shit, mate. Like he usually knows when stuff's coming out. No, fair enough. Yeah, the yellow Travis ones, I can't stand them.
I wouldn't pay retail. If I hit them retail, I think I may wear them, but then again, it's like what on earth do you wear them with? So
yeah, part of me in my head it's just thinking, are they just releasing these just to laugh in the head office to be like people will literally buy anything with his name on?
Quite possibly.
They're an awful colour. I can't remember when they're coming out. They're the canary yellows.
But touching on that though, like, yes, they're yellow, but like if you look at the off-white lemonades, Air Force One, I think they're fucking incredible.
Oh, fair enough.
This is the thing. So it's kind of
like it's what you justify. You know
what, man? I'll back that. And to be fair, colour-wise, like I've got some all yellow Air Force Ones from they're like the South Bronx Chos, I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
And they're all yellow and they are class. But I don't know, mate. Like I said it on a recent episode, actually. I think they're now exhausting the market of the Jordan 1 with all the Travis stuff so that they can move on to the Jumpman Jack side of things and they can have him doing his own thing. And
100%.
Yeah, man. But clearly you like all the Travis Scotts, man. You're big into those. You keep mentioning every time I ask what shoe you want, you're talking about Travis Scott.
Yeah, Travis. Yeah, can't go wrong.
Of course, man. Of course. In terms of going back to Kicks and Coffee, the day that we had and the amount of people that I met there was absolutely... Mate, I couldn't even imagine what was going on. Run me through what that day looks like for you, because I guess doors opened at 10 and it was until 5. But what does waking up on the day of Kicks and Coffee look like for the person who organised it?
It's stressful, I'm not going to lie. Because even before, behind all the scenes, behind the doors, it's right, getting in, making sure tables are positioned where they're meant to be. Vendors are arriving on time if people get lost. Coffee's arrived, the Liquid Death delivery, because we had Liquid Death last time. Just like little things, like we had little curveballs last time as well. Like our coffee vendor last time was unfortunately dropped out last minute because they were family emergency ill. So it's like, I'm phoning up going, right, oh my God, managed to secure a coffee vendor. So that's even before the doors have opened. So when you see me, I'm semi-chilled, but like I'm so concerned about everyone else. They're like, I'm walking around going, everyone okay, blah, 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 because I want everyone to enjoy themselves, so.
100%. And to be fair, mate, like, we'd been messaging and that beforehand. When we came down and, I first met you and that, you were chill as fuck. Like, it was so chill. But I imagined, like, behind that, I was like, shit, this is a lot. So it's not just you on the day, right? Like, I think I met your brother there. Was that right? Like,
yeah. So I've got my friends and my family there as well. So I've got a good team around me helping me. If stuff needs doing, I'll be like, right, okay, look, just do it for me, because I think there was one point my head was about to explode. I said, look, give me 5 minutes. Let me calm down and then I'll speak to you. So again, it's almost like people managing your friends and family, and it's hard, like But yeah, as long as you have a smile on your face at the end of it.
No, but that's it. Like, and it could have gone, from my experience, like it could have gone either way, mate. You could have just been the guy in the background, like pulling the strings. That would have been fine, but you weren't. Like, you seemed so passionate about being there and being part of it, and people knowing who you were as well. Which I think made it, because everyone, whether you were a guest, whether you were a vendor, I guess you were just someone coming along for the day, everyone could chat to Joe if they wanted to. 100%. And I think that was part of the magic of it. Like, Kicks and Coffee is all of us, including you. Like, that's how it felt, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's what's different, again, with other events, that there's not necessarily like one main person. There's a load of individuals that make up an event, and I think that's kind of where it lacks, having that like person or individual stature, figure, whatever you want to call it, someone to refer to and go, oh, that's so and so. And I think, again, having a face to something makes people want to trust you more, if that makes sense. having that in person, oh, it's him, blah, 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 then they go, yeah, they're more willing to have a conversation with you, speak to you, you know, business, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I think that's what's different.
I completely agree with you on that front because, like in terms of what we do, like it was the same. Once we decided to put ourselves in front of the camera, we became the brand as much as the brand was its own thing. And like it's big, man. It's hard to jump through that hoop. Once you broke through that wall, you're like, right, I'm here, and I can trust myself and do it. But yeah,
just touching on that, actually, that's quite funny. You mention it now. I remember my first. So if you actually scroll back through to KicksnCoffees, if you go down far enough, I say far enough, it's not that long, but I actually originally started off as like a photography page and kept it secret of my actual plan. So I was just taking photos of like Yeezys and I think lobsters and stuff like that. And I think I even done like a free live week 1 reaction. Just to kind of like build up a bit of a following, get people to like, you know, do it. And then I actually announced I was doing it. I was like, oh my God, I've actually said like, I'm doing it. And I think that, like you've mentioned, like making that step, getting your face on a camera, that's the biggest step. But once you've done it, like you'll fly.
Yeah, 100%. You'll fly. And I come from a little bit of a different kind of background in terms of what we do to Max. Like I was in bands, like I used to do acting at school, this, that, and the other. So for me, it was quite easy just to go right, crack on. But for Max, it was genuinely a lot harder. I mean, if you watch our first episodes, right, not just Max, but me as well. Like we're terrible. We're not good at all. But yeah, I think it genuinely levels you up, and the fact that you're on the screen and you were at the event and you're doing the promo, I think that's definitely a massive part of like the magic of KicksnCoffee. Going back to that Liquid Death video, Liquid Death, mate. Like we turned up and I was like, what? Just free Liquid Death? Like I'm just gonna drink all this? So I was like, what on earth is going on? Clearly, you're making enough noise for people to want to work with you. I mean, who's the next event powered by, mate?
So we've been very fortunate enough for the event to be powered by the Soul Supplier. So they're coming in on the day, doing a Grail raffle giveaway, free merch as well. And you can get discounted tickets if you use at the Soul Supplier 25. Your tickets will be £6.79.
Woo!
And you get free coffee as well.
Really?
You get free coffee, mate.
Jeez, man. I'll make sure I drop the link for that in the description of this video, because like knowing how. I'll touch on it in a minute. Actually, I'll get to the tickets part in a minute, but that's massive from you, mate. The Soul Supply stuff, and there's Jason Mark as well. There, is that right?
So again, very fortunate enough, Jason Mark will be present on the day. They're doing cleaning and care workshops for your kicks, so allowing you to get actual hands-on with the product. So if you've got a spare pair of shoes you want to bring down, get them cleaned, speak to the professionals. So you've got Fowler and Jeffrey, the team at Jason Mark. So big shout out to them. And if you've also got some spare kicks as well, there's a charity called Resole as well. So again, we're giving back to the community. So they work distributing used shoes to the asylum seekers, homelessness people across Birmingham, Manchester, and London. So again, really trying to push that side of just being community in whatever way possible.
A few other people we saw there last time. There was Shoe Stack. In terms of the coffee side of things, is Fireheart Coffee that was there last time?
You can have the exclusive, yes. So Fireheart Coffee will be back. Yeah.
Is that the exclusive? That's gonna be. That's the title, bro. That's the title.
Exclusive.
We got him, boys. No, amazing though. Like the coffee side of things was class. Like I had about 3 and I was buzzing, and then I had a Liquid Death and I couldn't see. Not because of Liquid Death, just I'd had that much going on. But no, mate, it's going from strength to strength. Just touching on the Resole thing, I saw your video talking with one of the gents from Resole. I can't remember his name, forgive me. Musa, amazing. In Size Leeds, they have a donation bin for Resole. It's the only one in the country, and I went to it today.
Love that.
Yeah. So I'd seen your video, and then I go to Leeds quite a lot because it's kind of the closest city, and they literally have a bin where you can get discount off your next pair if you donate a pair, and it was Resole, man. So I'm absolutely buzzing to meet those guys, because that's unreal. Like it goes back to community, mate. We can talk about community all day, can't we? Like, it's all about bringing it. Like, the thing with sneakers is it's consumerism. Like, it's spending money and things like that. But how can we branch that out and make that part of other people and affect other people's lives and things like that? Going back to the tickets, I'll drop the link below for the discounted tickets from the Soul Supplier. Big ups to it's George from Soul Supplier.
Yeah, George. So how it kind of all came about was I'm actually in one of the Soul Supplier, I think it's Sneaker and Exchange group chats, and George again was pushing the community element around. The Soul Supplier wants to help the community. What guys do you want to see? And I dropped a comment saying, "Oh, KicksnCoffee Sneaker Festival." He liked it, and then he was like, "Drop me an email, we'll have a chat." And then one Zoom later, he was like, "Yeah, let's run it." So it just made sense. It was a good time, and it made sense what he wanted to achieve, what I wanted to achieve. And the word, the godforsaken word, community, was the main chat, the Zoom
That's
call.
it, man. Cool. Big up to George as well. You followed Fernd on Instagram the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god, are we a thing? Do people know who we are? This is crazy. What's going on?" But mate, honestly, like in terms of going down to the next event, I'll move off community in a minute, but I'm so gassed to meet more people, see the people that I saw last time as well, like Prozac, like the custard shop, mate. I've got custard shop stuff all over at the minute now. Big up Jez from Custard Shop. Everyone I met down there.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, bro. Like I can't wait to go back and things like that. In terms of what's next, like I know the event's in, let's say it's like a week's time from when this goes out. I know you've probably put a lot of effort in. I know you've just finished a marathon. Where do we go from here? What's KicksnCoffee? We know what's important. We know how it makes us feel. Where do we go from here?
I think first things first, for myself, I'm going to have a bit of downtime because I haven't actually had time to reflect and actually just kind of pause and stop and go, right, let's actually like work out what went well, what didn't. And then just kind of see what's next, really, the brand, where we can take that, got long-term aspirations of, where KicksnCoffee could be in 5 years' time, whether that's in the UK, doing hotspots, obviously Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, like you say.
Yeah, please, mate. I'm spending so much money.
Trains and driving the bus.
Yeah.
Again, the sky's the limit. It's like, what do you want to achieve? And I think, it's just the beginning, the merch as well. There could be a potential for merch. There's just so many things. And I think it's just putting the pieces together and the puzzle. The puzzle's not built yet. It's not done. So it's what's next to the jigsaw. So yeah.
What's important is
another festival, definitely.
So. Another festival. You're in the conversation though, man. Like, I'm outside London, things like that, looking in, and I know London's a hotspot for it as it is. Like, I think you're one of the players though. Like that, it's important. I think you're one of the players. There's so much that goes on down there. In terms of events though, what else is happening other than you've touched on it, Sneakerness, Crep City, things like that. I've personally seen events that pop up and then disappear. There was one up in Leeds maybe a year and a half ago, like a Crep Car Boot kind of thing, which was a great event, but it kind of disappeared. I don't really know the guys who organised it or anything like that. I'm not even trying to talk down on them. But I know it's hard. And I wish you the best in terms of keeping it going, man. And you're doing the right thing, like taking a step back, breathing, thinking it rationally. But like in terms of that, mate, you've got something special. Genuinely, there's something special going on in this little pocket of magic that we call KicksnCoffee. Where I know myself, Max, and probably a lot of the other creators who came to the event on that day knew there was something going on. Me and Pro spoke about it. Like it feels like a little pocket of magic, and we need to just respect it, let it do its thing, but enjoy it as well, man, because it's such a beautiful thing bringing everyone together and going from there. In terms of the venue, this is the third venue that you're doing. Slightly different from where it was before, wasn't it?
Yeah, slightly different. Again, a risk because we didn't know if it was going to pay off. I'll be honest, like our costing's gone up because You know, we've got to outsource different things, so there'll be just like tables and stuff like that. We've had to outsource them. But so it's in Peckham. Obviously, everyone's reaction if you hear Peckham, they're like, "Oh God!" But like, I promise you, when you go down there, you'll see the community is vibrant. It's just like Big Penny. You know, you walk in the doors. You know, there's a 26-foot bar or whatever it was. You know, there's different little boutiques there, different little food spots, and then obviously you've got the Unit 8 where we'll be at Copeland Park. So yeah, it's a great little community down there. So I think again, pushing the community side, I'm gonna get bored of saying the word community at this rate, but like it's like a little hotspot, and a lot of people don't realize it's there. And I think it's making people aware what's actually around them in London. And you know, I think again, it could work us bouncing from different locations, but who knows?
Yeah, well, you're in the trial phase, mate. You've been doing it a year, but it's still in the trial phase. You're still figuring out what it is. It's clearly good enough for people to go. Do you know what I'm saying? And for people to want to go. So you've got that part locked down. Logistically, I bet there's a lot going on, man. Like there's a lot that I couldn't manage myself. So big ups to you for that. Touch on the Peckham thing. Bro, I'm not from London. I've been to London a handful of times in my life. One of them was in February for the second Kicks and Coffee event. And I was saying to some of my friends, I was just like, "Oh yeah, we're going to go down to an event in another event in London, in Peckham." And one of my boys was from London, and he was like, "Sorry." And I was like, "Yeah, it's Peckham, yeah." And he was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "No," he was like, "It's not that bad. It's not that bad." And I was just like, "Oh, cool. That's nothing to do with me, man." But yeah, man. What do you have any advice for anyone who'd want to run an event or anything like that?
I think if advice in general, I think event or brand or just trying to find that willingness to do something, just do it. Like again, going back to what I said earlier, like don't be regretful. You know, ultimately, if you do take that risk and it doesn't pay off, ultimately it may open a door that wasn't opened before. You know, you may have spoken to someone and they've gone, okay, right. You know, you could find yourself within that industry. Just take a risk. You know, just take a risk. Life's full of risks, whether you think about it or not. Like if you get in your car today, you may not come home tomorrow. You know, obviously without getting. You know, life isn't. I'm trying to think of the word. Guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. So enjoy it for all it is.
Man, we've had the most emotional connection on this Firmed Fridays. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Cool, man. We'll start wrapping it up now. But bro, I really appreciate your time. Honestly, you are the first guest of Firmed Fridays, so I
feel honoured.
I know. We'll have to send you an award. My mates who run Metric Mates, they sent me a mug when I was a guest on their podcast. So I'll find something. I'll bring it down for you, and you will be rewarded for being the first guest on Firmed Fridays.
Try and find you something as well. What's really stupid that I can
find? Yeah. I'll hold you to that, bro. When I see you, just give me the most ridiculous thing you can.
A pink flamingo.
Oh, bro, I need something for the shelf. We haven't had an addition to the shelf in a while. I've got these little bear bricks. I've got Rey Mysterio, one of his very first action figures, because I'm a bit of a wrestling nerd as well. So I'm gonna bring you something really stupid, and we'll laugh about it together. Cool, man. We'll kind of wrap it up. Give me the rundown. Kicks and Coffee. It's 27th of April.
Oh yeah, so quick rundown. Saturday, 27th of April, 11 till 5 p.m. So throughout the day, you've got Jason Mark doing cleaning and care workshops. So as well, if you do want to sign up, we can provide you with the link as well. Grail raffle from the Soul Supplier as well. They're doing free merch. So just come through on the day. Obviously, your ticket includes a free coffee as well, £6.79 if you use at the Soul Supplier 25. Just come, kick back, enjoy some kicks, clean your shoes, donate to charity resale as well, and just join the community that's growing. That's the main thing. Man. Join the community 100%. That's growing.
We've there's loads to do on the day. Like in terms of the last one, we'll be there. Me and Max will be there with my brother, cameraman, and again we'll be doing some silly stuff. We're still figuring out if we can give something away because we gave away a pair of grey fogs last time.
I remember.
And that was chaos because like people were just like, "Oh, can I look in the box?" And I was like, "No, you just got to guess what's in the box." And they were like, "Well, how can I guess if I don't know what's in the box?" I was like, "What do you want from me, bro?" Like, Yeah, that's part of the game. But we'll be there. We'll find something funny to do. But check the link in the description of this video. I'll drop down the links to the tickets, everything like that. We'll be there on the day. We'll have a good time. Joe, man, I have enjoyed speaking to you so much today. Genuinely. Good luck with the marathon. That's on which day you say? Saturday?
It'll be this Sunday. So when this comes out, it will be the week just gone. So I believe, or is it coming out this Friday?
It might be out this Friday. So you'll be 2 days before it.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, good luck with the marathon, guys. Get your send down to KicksnCoffee. Shoe Stack, Jason Mark, Soul Supplier, every other brand that's going to be there as well. We're going to have a whale of a time, and we're going to drink some coffee and get proper giddy, because I did that last time by accident. Joe, mate, thank you so much for your time. We'll speak again soon, and I'll bring you something stupid.
Definitely. Yes. I need to.
Bro.
Cheers, bro.
Easy, bro. See you later.
Take care.